Hi, this is Mitch Mitchell of SEO Excellence. I decided to do a video today to talk about this topic mainly because I haven't had a video on this site in a while and I like to keep myself fresh. This topic came from a question, or actually a statement, that someone made in sending me an email asking if they could do a guest post on one of my other blogs. I have one blog, my finance blog, where I basically will accept guest posts as long as they're finance related. Some people have to pay for it if the website is ranked kind of high. That's how I can afford to keep it going. And of course, if they're a big name, they have to pay. But if the website that they want to link back to isn't ranked all that high, I don't charge them for anything. I let them, leave a free guest post. And, I'm about helping other people out, and it helps me out as well because it adds new content to my site. Anyway, one of the people who wrote me was worried that I would charge him for it, and he said, Google is penalizing people for advertising online, and we're worried about that, and so we hope we don't have to pay for it. I want to clear that up because that's not quite accurate. Google and other search engines expect people to advertise online. That's, really what it's all about. The internet's really to make money. It's either to get your information out or it's to make money. If you're just one of those people who's reading, then you're looking pretty much for information, and every once in a while you're going to find something that you want to buy. So advertising is expected. Selling is expected. What they look at, however, is the relationship between the links that you have on a website and the types of advertising that's on there. And in their mind, if you have a website about flowers and you have links that are coming from making pianos or digging graves or selling pottery, or, well, pottery might work, but, where I'm going here, raising dogs or something like that, if every link that comes to your site or is in your content has nothing to do with what your content is, Google is going to get suspicious and think, hey, this is a person who's accepting paid links for stuff that has nothing to do with anything else. That they don't like. And so, they're going to penalize you for that. But they're not against advertising. For instance, my finance blog is a good example. Every post on that blog is about finances in some kind or money. So people who want to write own websites that are geared towards some kind of finance. Maybe they have a website that's about insurance, so they want to write an article on insurance or include something with insurance in their article. That works out fine, and if they have a link in there and it goes back to an insurance website, well, it makes sense because it's a website about, finances, and one of the things about finances is insurance. If it's debt management, and it's a debt management company and they have something like that and they want to link back to it, that works out fine. It's those kinds of relational kinds of things that people look for. Now, this, of course, leads to that other question you might have is, should you advertise on the internet? Actually, that's the topic, that's the title of this post. And I'm going to go a couple of different ways. One, if you do advertising, internet advertising probably is going to do you as well as advertising in a lot of other places. One of the things about advertising on the internet is that you can change your message on the fly whenever you want to. Yes, you can do that on your website, you can do that on your blog, but say you put up a banner ad or you created a banner ad and you wanted to advertise it on someone else's site. And then say after a couple of weeks you're seeing it on that site saying, geez, I don't really like the way that looks. You can always change up the banner. And it takes almost no time. It doesn't really cost you anything unless you're paying someone $200 or $300 an hour to create banners for you. And then you just write the person and say, hey, can I change banners? There's no, they're not going to charge you anything new for it. Especially if you paid for a month, you just slip in one banner and, slip the other one out of there. That's really one of the beauties of the internet. If you find certain websites, for instance, I live in Syracuse, and so Syracuse.com is always advertising. There's a website that doesn't really worry about Google or anyone else as to whether, there's a relationship between the advertiser and what's on a web page. You advertise on a Syracuse.com or New York Times or CNN or any of those other pages, there is no question whatsoever that, your ad could show up almost anywhere. However, those sites don't worry about, Google traffic. They have no concern. If Google decided they were going to ban CNN, CNN.com is going to do just fine. New York Times is going to do just fine. So Google's not going to ban those sites. It hurts Google more than it hurts any of those sites. So if you're looking to advertise, yes. If it's not something like those types of sites or news sites or whatever, then you're going to try to find something that more relates to you. And that makes sense. If you're a physical therapist, why would you go on a website that sells flowers? You know, that's not going to really do you any good. However, if you belong to a chamber, you might want to advertise on a chamber website, like a lot of other businesses are doing. Or you might want to advertise on a site that maybe it sells medical equipment or it has something to do with medical procedures or things like that. You know what? Now you kind of have a relationship thing. Physical therapists could advertise on a chiropractor website, and that would work out just fine. I'm not sure that they would necessarily like the competition, but you know what I'm saying here. So, you know, there is nothing wrong with putting links into your content. There's nothing wrong with putting banner ads on your site. There's nothing wrong with any of that. It's expected. Like I said, what the search engines don't like, and it's mainly Google, because you've never heard of Bing or Yahoo or anyone else doing this, so it's mainly Google. What they're looking to find is if the content and what's being linked to are copacetic. So that's really the only thing. And yes, you can get a lot of benefit from even just one link if you get it in the right post. If you write the post, it could be even better. So I hope that alleviates some of the concern on that level. So go out there, advertise, accept advertising. Just be careful what you do with it and make sure that you're doing it in the smart way. That's all I have today. Thank you very much for watching. Enjoy. And come back again soon.